Remember the days when leftists claimed that no one is coming to take your guns away and that all they wanted was common-sense gun control legislation? Well, those days are officially over. In a piece entitled, "What No Politician Wants to Admit About Gun Control," one high-profile leftist website says that the only way to answer the calls to do something about gun violence is nationwide gun confiscation. And they're deadly serious about it. So serious, in fact, that Democrats running for president are starting to say the same thing. From Vox, but let's be clear about precisely what kind of decision is letting events like this recur, most recently in Dayton and El Paso. Congress's decision not to pass background checks is not what's keeping the U.S. from European gun violence levels. The expiration of the assault weapons ban is not behind the gap. What's behind the gap, plenty of research indicates, is that Americans have more guns. The statistics are mind-blowing. America has 4% of the world's population but almost half of its civilian-owned guns. Realistically, a gun control plan that has any hope of getting us down to European levels of violence is going to mean taking a huge number of guns away from a huge number of gun owners. Other countries have done exactly that. Australia, for example, enacted a mandatory gun buyback that achieved that goal, and saw firearm suicides fall as a result. But the reforms those countries enacted are far more dramatic than anything US politicians are calling for, and even they wouldn't get us to where many other developed countries are. And it looks like at least one leading Democratic presidential candidate is in favor of this type of gun confiscation. The Truth About Guns says, in the aftermath of two horrific shootings over the weekend, Vox is quite comfortable calling for what the anti-gun left has wanted in this country since the late 1960s, full-on gun confiscation. And now at least one Democrat presidential candidate feels comfortable advocating door-to-door gun grabs, too. What do you think of this? Facebook has greatly reduced the distribution of our stories in our readers' news feeds and is instead promoting mainstream media sources. When you share to your friends, however, you greatly help distribute our content. Please take a moment and consider sharing this article with your friends and family. Thank you.